everyone is a winner in CGen. Really giving it just a go, that's what it's about. Give it your best shot. The kids shining and coming together in the spirit of unity. There's nothing beats that. It's joyful. It just makes me burst into tears every time I see them out there celebrating. They feel so good about themselves that they did it. That's what it's about, because you're touching kids' hearts. And if you could just touch one heart, you've made a difference. It was very humble beginnings, with 550 students, to think that we've grown now to more than 2,000. So the department came to me and asked if we could do a ticketed event for State Education Week. And I said, sure can. The initial intention was to showcase all the wonderful things that are happening in our state schools within the arts programs. At first, a little bit overwhelming, knowing that an event like this normally would take 6 months. I put a team together and I had to tap into the arts community and who's who in the zoo and who could help out. So I approached Andrew B. He then recommended Alison Rogers, who'd been doing some big choir moments. Shane Pennell, who's still been involved today after 20 years. And we all got together when we thought, what are we going to put in this show? Then we got the music together, auditioned choirs across the state, and suddenly we just had this very first CGen that just evolved in 8 weeks.
Creative Generation State Schools on Stage is a showcase of music, dance and drama. But before this big event came a gruelling round of auditions.
Do you believe you've got to be a totally trained performer to be able to get up there, or are you looking for a bit of a raw edge as well?
We're looking for both today. We're looking for the polished performance, someone who can deliver a particular song or style. We're also looking for developing talent because we feel we have a responsibility to nurture talent.
It was frantic, but also exciting. After our very first show, I never forget, Andrew B., the music director at the time, said, this is just the start of something really special here in Brisbane. And here we are today, 20 years down the track. Who would have thought? We start back in February for the auditions. Then we start rehearsals around about May. And then we schedule so many rehearsals across the state. And then we keep rehearsing and rehearsing till we perfect it.
Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Expand. That's it, don't stand there like a carrot. You need to expand like a beetroot.
We often see the pointy end of the event and go, wow, this is spectacular, look at the lights, look at the shows. And then they think, well, these kids are just out there and look how good they are, but they weren't that 6 months ago. And it's because of the people and the team behind it.
I am the choir director and vocal consultant, and my role is to pull together all of the choral elements that you see in the show, as well as training the featured vocalists and working with the backing vocalists. I have to draw on every resource I have, whether that be an attempt at humour and dance and storytelling and metaphor and everything I can possibly do to keep the students engaged and learning, because we have to deliver a show where it's completely from memory. And that's it, to take the tie out. Good again. 1, 2, 3, go. I have to have the students believing that this is possible. And after 20 years of myself being involved in this show, I know it is possible.
I just can't wait till the day when
you see them from the very first audition stage, shoulders down and not looking up, and then they're giving a little bit more of themselves, and they're trusting one another, and then suddenly they come out of their shell. That's going to be unbelievable. So good. You're working so hard. Keep the hard work up.
My name is Deja. I'm 14 years old and this is my second year of CGen. I know it sounds weird, but like music's just like more than music, I guess. It can touch the soul, it can heal the soul. And yeah, you do get nerves and it is scary at first.
Can we just run that double chorus at the end?
Like you can get the whole song. You're like, okay, I did it, like finally. But it's like tiny bits in there that like you gotta get on tune and it's like, it's annoying. Yeah, I just practice it at home as well, at school, in my own time. I just go over it and over it and over it until I can get it precisely as it is. You make me feel like a natural woman.
Barriers start to kind of break down and go, oh, we're all in this together now. And then they meet friends. The friendships they've made along the way are really special. And
This is not the right one.
And there's just this camaraderie and friendship and synergy that, where else do you get that?
Okay, so basically, I just started high school, I was in year 7, and like everybody at school, like all the music teachers were talking about, oh my gosh, Christina at CGen, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what's CGen? And then Christina and some of my music teachers were like, you should definitely get into it. Because I wasn't much of a confident singer back then. But you know, I tried and I absolutely love it. And I love that she introduced me to CGen.
So we're both featured vocalists. For us, it's not really pressure, it's just more like, let's step it up, let's do good.
Yeah, there's still a bit parts in our songs that we are working on, you know, getting the right note. But yeah, some songs we're nailing, some songs we're still working on it, and it's just a learning process.
Months leading up to the show.
Can I just hear that down, down, up? 1, 2, down, down, up. Ready? 2, down, down, up. Be brave, more bow, more bow.
Then we start rehearsals around about May. 2 months full on scheduling for these performers.
These guys every week have a rehearsal now up until the season.
1, 2, 3,
So they're getting more playing experience than they get throughout the entire year, and you just see the levels of the students and the smiles come up and their levels raise throughout the week.
1 and 2 and pop, 2, 3.
I don't know how else you can produce that emotion.
The storytelling starts at the rehearsals. It's all about providing opportunities for the students and giving them something to remember in a lifetime. So CGen reaches right across Queensland.
Get it, come on. Look, Woody, go get it. Oh, hello. I'm Sophie Graham and I'm a featured vocalist in CGen this year. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. We're in the Lockyer Valley in Lilydale. There's not many kids at my school, but yeah, probably 80 to 90.
Sometimes you have to be a little bit naughty.
I'm feeling really excited because I get to be Matilda and perform on a big stage in front of everybody.
The community and the culture that CGen has created, they should be proud of. For a 10-year-old child in grade 5 in a very small rural community, to have exposure to Brisbane and to kids from all walks of life. That's lovely. You can't ask for more.
Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water, so they say.
Oh, I'm not used to performing in front of that many people, so it does put you a bit out of your comfort zone, but once you've done it for a couple of years, you just think, oh, this is easy, I'm gonna rock it.
All kids have the opportunity, whether it's remote or rural or the city kids.
So my name is Rowan Keys. I go to Dalby State High School, and what I'm doing in CGen is I will be playing the bagpipes as a soloist, and I'll be playing Amazing Grace. So we're in Dalby. We're about 4 hours away from Brisbane. So a big drive. Being a soloist, like out in the middle, and heaps of people looking down to me, and yeah, a bit nervous, but it's still very cool. It's pretty cool to think about it. Like, sometimes I brag it to my friends about that. It's going to be televised and everything, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's the whole community that makes CGen what it is today. You know, the teachers coming in from remote and rural, our First Nations students coming together for the first time. It's the teachers, it's the community, and it's the long-standing people behind it. The teachers are the heart and soul of this show. They really are. They're so passionate about seeing their kids shine on stage.
My name is Shane Pennell. I'm involved with CGen this year through the big band director, conductor, and alongside James Morrison.
Let's go again. We've got to be ready. Got to be ready. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
I've been involved at CGen right from the start. As a teacher, we go into that profession wanting to see kids create and achieve greatness. CGen gives us that tool to push them in a different direction and get them experiences that I suppose a lot of professionals too would not get to the mass of CGen. That moment where there's goose pimples or your tears well up in your eyes when you watch them, and you know that's something special. So yeah, that's why I do it.
How does that tempo feel to you?
A bit slow.
A bit slow, it's very good.
Go a
So,
bit faster.
what we're going to do is, we're going to use their something must be done.
The big band I'm working with this year, and with James, it's amazing. The kids rise all the time. We've given them professional standard music. We think they're going to attempt, but they end up smashing it out of the park.
Better, better.
So that's what makes it special today, is the right team. They just keep coming back year after year, and seeing them return, I often sit back and watch it all unfold in front of me, and I realise that they're really invested in this program, and they have a love for the arts, and they're really passionate about changing kids' lives through the arts.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And have their own companies, and then they come back and be involved in it. Oh, so you feel maybe proud's not the right word, but it's a special connection you have with that alumni, thinking, well, you kind of get it, you kind of get what this is all about.
My name is Mitchell J. Nalangu Harrison Curry. I'm a proud Mununjali man from Bow Desert, Gungari from Mitchell, and Bunjalung Minyambul, Fingal Tweed Heads. I am the First Nations Artistic Lead for CGen. This year, we've got 4 First Nations elements, 3 of which I'm choreographing, which is pretty exciting.
And you're going to look through the empty space.
I'm Tali.
And I'm Lola.
I've done 1. This is my first time.
I've done 2. This is my second time. Oh, I think it's so cool that we get to embrace our culture. The moves are quite different actually, since we are embracing Mitch's totem, which is an emu.
They're excited. I'm trying to be mindful that I don't push them too hard. We have a whole different variety of talented dancers. Some are beginning their journey and some are more advanced. So I try to meet them where they are and make sure that they're all moving together as one.
Since it's connected to like Aboriginal culture, it's like smooth and like there's a strong harmony going through the song too. And everybody just dancing together just makes it like all come in one piece, and it's just, wow.
Remember, 6 emus? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's good to see more and more schools coming, more mob coming, more people, and just coming together and dancing for our culture, for our Aboriginal people and our elders. Can't put it in words, but one word is powerful. I could say that because once everyone starts getting the routine and it plays through and through and through, it looks amazing, and it makes me feel proud. It's just wonderful, and I love it. Yeah.
I think it's important to pass on the baton, and seeing the seniors leave and then going out into the world and really establishing who they are authentically and being the best possible person they can be, that's really special.
I think for a lot of us alumni, this is our home. This is something that's really important to us, giving back and supporting the next generation.
Ready, go. 1, 2, the land belongs to me.
And I reckon what I'm really learning about is like, make the most of everything and make everything count. I'm basically in grade 12 now, so I have to make sure I make the most of it.
For a lot of these kids, this is the first beginning for the rest of their lives. And to watch their little eyes just light up each time that they get out on that floor. By the time they get out there, it's hard to get them off.
Go, dig, and dig.
Let's go from the top. Everyone.
Good jobs, yes.
We've had some incredible stories over the years, but I can really reflect back on that. I've really been those moments where you think, oh wow, we've really made a difference in somebody's life here.
I'm Olive Roth. This is my husband, Alan Roth.
Programs are beautifully produced, aren't they?
Yes, they are. We first went to Creative Generation in 2006, and we took 4 friends. But we bought them every year, and you could follow the children through them. All the themes, our time, out there.
In the following year, we took the plunge and we took along about 32. And that was a little bit unnerving because when you take that number of people, you think, oh, what if they don't like it? And we'd only had about 2 performances in the show when I got a little tap on the shoulder. And I'm thinking, here it comes. And the voice said, I thought you said this was good. It's terrific. Thank goodness for that.
Well, Alan and Olive have always been coming for years, so
thought it sounded a good idea to come along. If it wasn't for them, no one else would probably have bothered coming along to see what it was like in the first place.
I'm trying to remember the name of the fellow who started off that big band.
James Morrison.
James Morrison, yes.
Yes.
Well, hopefully he could make it to this year's performance, the big one. Oh, you get teary.
You do.
But I think we've got that feeling for young people in the first place. And it makes you feel very proud of them.
Out of this incredible 6-month program, we're teaching them so much, not just about how to be a great singer or play that perfect note or the latest monologue on stage. It's about resilience, it's teamwork, it's camaraderie. It's giving them skills to set them up for life. The professional artists that are involved in the show are a real key part to the success. We're tapping into professional artists in the industry and bringing them together with our students to create something really special.
I'm Mitchell Stewart. I am in grade 12 and 17, and this is my 4th year of CGen. Ever since I was very young, trumpet has sort of been a big part of my life. Well, I'm here now, and it's my future career path.
The last ba-da-ba-ba. Okay, and is that last note? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
CGen looks big this year. Playing a solo with James Morrison is probably the coolest opportunity. It's unmatched. I don't think you could get that anywhere else. It's like nothing any high school student can ever do other than in CGen. It's awesome.
And it took years before he actually got there. So we would take him to shows to watch the show, and he said, "Mum, one day I'm going to be that trumpet player. I'm going to play with James Morrison one day." It was something for him to aspire to. CGen's brought him that.
It's got to swing like that, right? At the moment, it's kind of technically correct. Does that inspire you? You know what I mean? Come on, let's make it sound like a big band show chorus. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's astounding to the level that they get these students to, because they are one of the leaders in their field. And to be able to work with the students and lift them to that next level is fantastic.
I'm James Morrison, and apart from blowing the trumpet and a few other things, been part of CGen since 2012, and just absolutely love it. It's amazing every year.
No, I don't say potato. She does.
I remember what it was like myself when someone who was already doing it came along and offered some advice. It's very inspiring for me too. I wonder sometimes if it isn't more inspiring for me than it is for them.
That is the whole meaning behind the show. It's like passing on the stories, the baton, the experiences, and keeping these memories for a lifetime alive.
Thanks for your patience, Drumline in particular. Yes. This rehearsal actually is the rehearsal where we're trying to put all the elements together. So
crunch time's happening, especially when it's a dress rehearsal like this. Like, you know that show week's coming up soon, so
it's becoming very real at the moment.
4 weeks from now. So yeah, hopefully it all comes together.
5, 6, 7 down, 8 up, 1 break, 2 travel down.
There's always blood, sweat and tears in CGen, 8 hours a day on their weekends. So the amount of time and commitment they're putting into it, on top of all of their other commitments, they're working so hard.
Tired.
Yeah,
tired.
really exhausted.
But it's exciting because you know that the show's coming closer and closer, and it's exciting.
We are getting closer to the show week. We're most excited to just get out there and perform for everyone
especially since it's almost my last year.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta make the most of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely everybody in the
wide world. Okay.
I'm so pumped. I mean, all the rehearsal and stuff, it's going very well, and I'm looking forward to it all come together. I'll leave everything on the stage and give it my all then.
This all happens leading up to this 1 week in show week where we literally have 3 days to pull it all together.
Let's make this the best show yet. Bring on 20 years of CGen. How exciting. Okay, let's do the finale, but now...
Happy CGen Week!
The exhibition hall backstage is the size of 2 football fields, 1,000 lighting calls, 20 tonne on the roof, biggest sound system in Australia.
Happy CGen Week!
Busloads come in from all over Queensland.
250 kilometres to my high school that way and 270 kilometres to the VCUC.
They've got their little, the sleeping bags and their pillows. And now they come together in one rehearsal show week all together for the first time. So the first day is rehearsals and blocking rehearsals, bringing our regional kids down for the first time.
Come from the Torres Strait, near Coconut Island, 2,800 kilometres. Yeah, very happy. Very excited and excited for tonight. Yeah.
Our second day is sound checks.
He would jump so high, jump so high.
Thanks, folks. We won't do that one again. Ian, you might get some notes. Well done. And we're going to move on to item 33, dreaming.
My name is Wirston Knoll and I'm here as an alumni vocalist. The last time I was involved in CGen was back in 2016.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my mate Royston from Weeper. Don't let the sun go down on me.
It's so daunting coming from a remote area in Australia. I'm just so grateful, I got selected that year and it showed me that it was possible.
Well done, Royston. Excellent notes for your fallback. Are you comfortable with everything?
I want to hear the drums a bit more. Yeah, I'm so grateful that they wanted to do my single, Dreaming. It's such an important song. The song actually talks about, leaving home to pursue your dreams. So this is like a full circle moment that I'm here.
Our third day is putting the show together on the arena where they only have 5 minutes per item, and sometimes we've got 45 items in the show. Thinking, are they all going to get on time? Are they going to get off on time? But they seem to all do it, and they all seem to really have the best time of their lives out there.
5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, just for 16. 9.
Thursday's the dress and tech.
We're doing our first full dress rehearsal with hair, makeup, costume, everything.
This is just about the traffic, not about
Our first concert is tonight.
Very nervous. I feel like butterflies are eating me from the inside out.
Nervous, really nervous. I feel like I want to dance.
Sometimes it can be organised chaos backstage.
We are Drum Light.
Well, I think you have natural adrenaline, right? So what is tiredness? Who doesn't want to do this every single day?
I was dancing, running, and my ankle didn't want to cooperate, and it went skirt. And so I fell on my knees, and I was like, oh, get back up and keep singing. Anyway, so yeah.
As soon as they step onto that arena, they feel, oh, this is very special. We're actually performing in front of a 2,000-seated audience.
Sorry, you get in there.
Absolutely.
Hold, everyone stay. Thank you for your incredible dedication, hard work and passion. Let's give a round of applause for all the students. Now, as you step onto the stage tonight for our first show, stand loud and proud, knowing that you are the heart of this extraordinary event. Let your light shine brightly and inspire everyone with your amazing performances. We are so proud of each and every one of you. Go out there and make this moment to remember you all deserve a standing ovation. It's been the best, certainly the best show yet.
We have our first show.
Keely, come forward, just like a little bit more.
Oh, I'm so pumped.
Yes, we are ready,
Since 2000. A bit nervous now that's the real show, but...
Ears are in, ears are working.
I'm very excited. I can't wait. I really can't wait.
Absolutely amazing. That was great for a first one. I'm absolutely excited for this show.
I did it, guys! Oh my gosh!
Sometimes you have to be a little bit naughty.
What are we, Thursday night, second half. We've still got so many days to go.
Greatest show.
A lot of them are crying on the last show because it's over. Like Daisha this year, she lost the wish. She was so overwhelmed, so emotional. Lisette picked up the line and Christina kept going. They just said, we've got this together. Let's do this together. And then they walked down the arena and that was it for me. I lost it. So I get emotional when I think about that, but they'll never forget that in their life. It's pure happiness and joy. You know, it's like when they win that gold medal and you're picking them up and they're going, yay. That's what it's like on the finale. And that's why they keep coming back.
An emotional roller coaster. A lot of emotions going at once.
show. They've excelled, haven't they? All the best moments of all the other shows have been put into it today.
All the seniors, they're all leaving. Very upset about that.
We're coming back next year. Of course I am. I'm a bit upset, but I'll survive. This is my last year, so taking anything I can and making sure it's the best I can do.
That's when they get emotional because they're saying goodbye to Year 12s and that it's their last year in CJ.
This is my last year, and I could never been so proud of myself. But this is a very amazing experience, and people like us should get to enjoy it.
Happy 20 years, CJ!
But I know that I enjoyed my time of these years, the self-growth and the power and all through the dances and developments, and yeah, I think that's what I would miss the most about this experience.
Last time being here and performing, so definitely really upset, but good.
Oh, hi guys! I'm like a mess right now.
The last note was a G, if I'm talking really literally, but no, just the buzz coming off stage after my last show, it's just amazing, so yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you.
And when I looked up at the end of the show this year and I saw that streamer glistening in the lighting truss, it just slowly descends to the ground. CGen's over, but not forgotten. I'm left with so many emotions. I had an idea, but you know, like anything, you have an idea, but it takes a mountain of people to help you do that. I'm very proud, but I don't like to say the word I.
Bye guys. Bye. See you next year.
To see it all unfold in front of your eyes and think, 20 years, I was just so grateful for this incredible team and the magic that they have created here. To be able to say that it's going to continue and to keep inspiring kids, that's really, really special. Makes me happy. The next generation, the next 20 years, I can see it growing and continue to be the fabulous show it is. I've always wanted a hologram in the show. Wouldn't it be great to have, you know, the kids that couldn't be involved and bing, there they are in the arena. We need to get a pyro at the end of the bagpipe. And I hope that legacy can continue to change kids' lives through the arts. One day I'll just be sitting in that back row as an audience member, reflecting back and knowing, well, it's because of the people that have made all the magic happen in CJ.
We're done. CJ 2024 out.